Anna Wilson sat in a conference room pretending to care about quarterly charts when her phone buzzed beside her notebook. She glanced down and frowned at a message from an unknown number that read, "You deserve to know he's not being faithful." Her chest tightened. She typed back slowly, "Who is this?" A reply flashed instantly, "This is Kate from John's office. I'm sorry, but you need to know." Anna swallowed hard. "Can you explain?" she wrote. Kate responded, "Watch his Thursday late meetings. They're not all work. I'm really sorry." And Thursday was the very next day. Anna left work feeling like her mind was spinning. At home, she cooked dinner while John moved around the kitchen, distracted, answering her questions without really answering them. "Long day?" she asked softly. "Meetings. Deadlines," he muttered without looking up. She studied him carefully, searching for any sign of lies, but nothing seemed big enough to confront. Later that night she whispered to herself, could Kate be wrong? The next morning she told her boss she needed to leave early for a dentist appointment. All day Wednesday a quiet sickness lived under her ribs, refusing to leave. On Thursday afternoon Anna texted John, "I'll be working late. Don't wait up." He replied with a heart emoji that made her stomach twist. She drove home early, parked at 5:30 p.m. and sat in the car breathing slowly. "Please let this be nothing," she whispered. But when she opened the apartment door she heard John laughing. His soft, flirtatious laugh she hadn't heard in months. A woman laughed back. Anna stayed frozen, her hand on the door handle. For a second she wanted to walk away. But then John laughed again and her heart hardened. She stepped inside. The apartment smelled like garlic and red wine. Candles glowed on the dining table where she and John once planned their wedding guest list. 2 plates of pasta sat between John and a woman in a fitted red dress. The woman's smile vanished instantly. John looked up in shock. "Anna, you're supposed to be at work." Anna didn't move from the doorway. "And you're supposed to be at a client meeting," she said quietly. The woman rose. "I should go." Anna lifted a hand. "No. Please stay. I want to know who's eating dinner in my apartment." John exhaled. "This is Rita." Anna nodded slowly. "The Thursday meetings," she said, her voice firm. Rita glanced at John, uncomfortable, while John avoided Anna's eyes. "It's not what it looks like," he whispered. Anna actually laughed. "Then explain, John." Rita quickly added, "We're just friends." Anna raised an eyebrow. "Friends who light candles and dress like this? Friends who eat pasta with wine in someone else's home?" John stepped forward. "Anna, please. Can we talk alone?" She shook her head. "Why? Something you don't want her to hear." Rita grabbed her coat, whispering, "I'm sorry," before slipping out the door. Anna stood in the quiet apartment after Rita left, her eyes locked on John. "How long?" she asked. John rubbed the back of his neck. "Anna, please don't do this." She repeated, slower, "How long?" He sighed. 3 months. Anna blinked, stunned. 3 months, John? And how many Thursdays? He looked away. "Maybe 5 or 6. Anna felt her voice drop to a cold whisper. "You don't even know?" John stepped closer, desperate. "Anna, we didn't sleep together." She shook her head. "That doesn't make this better. You brought another woman into my home." John's eyes filled with tears, but Anna felt nothing. She pointed to the bedroom. "Pack a bag and leave tonight." John stared at her, shocked. "Anna, this is our home." She shook her head calmly. "No, it's not. My name is on the deed. You don't pay rent. You're a guest who overstayed." John reached for her hand. "This isn't fair." Anna pulled away. "Neither is betrayal." She watched him pack his things slowly, stopping every few minutes to beg her to talk. Anna sat on the couch silently, refusing to be pulled into his guilt. When John finally left, Anna stood in the kitchen and stared at the half-finished pasta. She poured the wine down the sink and scraped the plates into the trash. Then she wiped the table until her hands hurt. The next morning her phone buzzed nonstop. Calls, texts, long messages. John wrote everything from apologies to anger. "You're overreacting. Please, Anna. I love you. Answer me." She stared at the screen, then blocked his number with steady fingers. No drama. No shaking hands. Just calm. Because she had seen everything she needed to see the night before. Anna messaged Kate, the coworker who warned her. "Thank you. You were right. Kate replied almost immediately, I'm really sorry. Most of us in the office thought what he was doing was wrong. Anna read that twice. Most of us. Meaning people had known. Meaning whispers happened while she trusted John completely. She typed, how long did everyone know? Kate hesitated, then replied, a while. But people were scared to speak without proof. Office politics, you know. Anna didn't know. But she understood now how easily people stay quiet when someone else's life is falling apart. Kate sent another message that made Anna freeze. And Rita isn't the only one hurt. John wasn't exactly single either. Anna called her immediately. Kate, what do you mean? Kate sighed. John and Rita have history. They've been on and off for years. And Rita, she was seeing someone too. Someone serious. Anna pressed her fingers to her forehead. So this wasn't just John betraying me. This was a whole circle of people playing with each other's lives. Kate whispered, I thought you should know. Anna closed her eyes. Thank you, Kate. Truly. After the call, Anna walked through the apartment gathering John's things. She didn't fold anything. She didn't pause to smell old shirts or reconsider her decision. He simply packed. His hoodies, his shoes, his charger, even the framed picture from their cabin trip where he'd proposed. She stared at that photo for 10 seconds, then placed it face down in a box. She wrapped the engagement planning binder in a trash bag without opening it. No more, she whispered to herself. By evening, the hallway was lined with boxes, each one closing another door she no longer needed open. On Saturday morning, a knock sounded at Anna's door. She opened it to find John's sister Clara, standing there with a friend and a rental SUV. Clara walked in without waiting. Anna, really? You're ending 4 years over one tiny mistake. Anna didn't blink. 3 months, she corrected. And candlelit dinners in my apartment. Clara crossed her arms. John is devastated. He hasn't slept. Anna's voice stayed calm. He should feel something. I felt everything. Clara scoffed. You're being heartless. Anna stepped back. No. I'm being honest. Clara didn't answer. She only glared while her friend carried out the boxes. Before leaving, Clara faced her again. You're making a huge mistake, Anna. People work through worse things. Anna nodded slightly. People who deserve forgiveness do. Not people who lie for months. Clara shook her head. You'll regret this. Anna gave a small, humorless smile. Tell John the first hope he enjoys the life he built. The door closed behind them. For the first time in days, silence filled the apartment without feeling heavy. Anna sat on the floor, hugged her knees and whispered, I didn't lose anything. I just stopped pretending I had something real. On Monday, Anna made a call she had been avoiding. Hi, this is Anna Wilson, she told the wedding coordinator. I need to cancel my wedding. There was quiet sympathy on the other end. I'm so sorry, the woman said. The deposit, keep it, Anna cut in. All of it. The woman hesitated. That's $15,000. The number should have felt like a stab, but Anna only felt relief. He canceled the caterer, the DJ, the photographer. Each call felt like removing another weight. Her future wasn't collapsing. It was clearing. Slowly. Finally. That night, Anna's mother called. Sweetheart, she began softly, Clara called me. She said you and John ended things. Anna explained everything from the message to the candles on the table. Her mother listened without interrupting. When Anna finished, there was a long, quiet breath on the line. Oh, Anna. I'm so sorry. Anna pressed her forehead to her knee. I thought I'd be destroyed, she said. But I feel numb. Her mother answered gently, that's shock. And protection. Your heart is keeping you standing. Anna closed her eyes, whispering, I don't even know what I feel anymore. John continued trying to reach her through friends, emails, and social media accounts she forgot to block. She ignored everything. 2 weeks later, the doorman called up. Miss Wilson, your fiancé is downstairs. Anna shook her head. Not fiancé. Not anymore. The doorman hesitated. He's crying. Anna's voice didn't tremble. I'm not seeing him. John stood in the lobby for 20 minutes before security escorted him out. Anna looked out her window afterward and felt no guilt, no longing, just relief. She didn't trust him with her heart, her home, or even a simple conversation. 3 weeks later, Anna found a handwritten letter in her mailbox, 6 pages long. She opened it in the lobby, reading each line slowly. John wrote about feeling neglected, about how she worked too much, about how Rita understood him. He wrote about therapy, regret, promises, and love. He wrote as if beautiful sentences could rewrite the past. Anna tore the letter in half, then into smaller pieces and dropped them into the trash can. She didn't cry. She didn't shake. She simply walked upstairs, unlocked her door, and whispered, "It's finally just mine again." A month passed. Then another. Nothing healed dramatically, but everything softened enough for Anna to breathe. The apartment stopped feeling haunted. At first, every room reminded her of John. The dent in the couch, the hook where his keys hung, the spot where he always stood to tie his shoes. So she changed things. She moved the couch, sold the rug, replaced the dining table entirely. The new one was lighter, smaller, nothing like the old one. Sometimes healing wasn't symbolic. Sometimes it was just rearranging furniture until the air felt new. 2 months after the breakup, Anna finally agreed to meet her friends for drinks. They had been checking on her gently for weeks. That night at the bar, halfway through her drink, someone said her name. Anna. She turned to see Kate standing there with 2 coworkers. Kate looked relieved. Anna smiled. "I'm glad you said hi." They talked about work and life and everything strange in between. Kate apologized again for the message. Anna shook her head. "You did the right thing," she said. "I just wish someone had told me sooner." Kate nodded slowly. "I get that. But that Thursday, I saw them leave for lunch and not come back for hours. I couldn't stay quiet anymore." Anna looked at her thoughtfully. "Thank you," she said. "Truly." Kate's smile was warm and simple. Anna felt something steady around her. Relief, maybe. "Can I get your number?" Anna asked. "Coffee sometime?" "No pressure." Kate smiled wider. "I'd like that." For the first time in months, Anna walked home feeling lighter, like the world wasn't breaking but rearranging itself into something cleaner. A few weeks later, Anna received a call from a number she didn't recognize. When she answered, she heard a familiar voice, John's mother, Mrs. Turner. "Anna," she said tightly, "John isn't doing well. He's depressed, barely eating. He made a terrible mistake, but he's suffering. Can't you talk to him?" Anna leaned against her counter. "I'm sorry he's struggling," she replied gently, "but no, I can't talk to him." Mrs. Turner gasped. "He's trying to change." Anna nodded. "That's good. He should. But not for me." Mrs. Turner's voice sharpened. "You're being cruel." Anna whispered, "No. Just honest." After the call, Anna sat in silence for several minutes. She wasn't angry. She wasn't sad. She simply felt done. She whispered to herself, "I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. I just stopped accepting the lies he gave me." For the rest of the week, she focused on simple routines. Watering her plants, taking evening walks, organizing her closet. She noticed the quiet didn't hurt anymore. It felt peaceful. At night, she opened her windows and let fresh air fill the apartment. "I'm healing," she murmured one evening, surprised to hear the words come out of her mouth. 4 months after the breakup, life looked different for Anna. Calmer, brighter, manageable. She still heard updates about John from mutual acquaintances. Word around was that he had started dating again. Surprisingly, Anna didn't feel anything sharp at the news. She only nodded to herself. "Good," she whispered. "I hope he learned something." Her friends often asked her, "Do you regret not trying harder?" Anna always shook her head. "He didn't make one mistake," she would say. "He made months of choices. He chose lies every Thursday. That's not weakness. That's who he is." One quiet Saturday morning, Anna sat by her window with a cup of tea. She thought about the message Kate sent months ago, the one that changed everything. "You deserve to know." She whispered the words again, softer. She didn't lose a fiancé. She lost a future that would have crushed her. She thought about the woman John had dinners with. She thought about the man Rita had been seeing. She thought about how messy life became when people played with commitments. Anna inhaled deeply. "Better now than years later," she told herself. "Better now while I'm still whole." Later that week, Anna and Kate met for coffee at a small cafe. They talked easily, laughing about work stories, complaining about traffic, sharing little parts of their lives. There was no tension, no strange energy, just 2 people who survived the same storm from different angles. Kate looked at her and said, I never thought I'd get involved in something like that. Anna smiled softly. You didn't get involved. You told the truth. Kate shrugged. Some people at work were upset I said something. Anna lifted her cup. People always hate the truth until they need it themselves. As they finished their drinks, Kate hesitated. Can I ask something? Anna nodded. Do you ever miss him? Anna thought for a moment. I miss who I thought he was, she said. But that person wasn't real. I don't miss the lies. I don't miss the Thursday nights. I don't miss crying alone. Kate nodded slowly. I get that. Anna added quietly, sometimes we don't lose people. We lose our illusions about them. Kate smiled sadly. That's deep. Anna laughed gently. Maybe. Or maybe it's just the truth no one wants to say out loud. When Anna walked home after their meeting, she felt strangely light. The streets were busy, cars moving, people talking, but inside her, everything felt still. She whispered, I survived it. She didn't mean the breakup. She meant the betrayal, the humiliation, the silent nights, the heavy mornings, the disappointment of realizing someone she trusted could lie so easily. I survived myself, she murmured. At home she lit a candle, not for romance, not for memories, but for peace. She stood in her living room, inhaling slowly. For the first time the apartment felt like a beginning, not an ending. That evening, Anna received a message from an old friend asking if she was open to joining a small hiking group. Months ago she would have said no. Now she typed, yes, I'd love to. The next Saturday she met the group and spent hours walking through peaceful trails. She listened to birds, stepped over roots, breathed fresh air and let her thoughts drift. A woman in the group asked, so what brings you here? Anna smiled. Healing, she said simply. The woman nodded. Nature helps. Anna whispered, more than people sometimes. After hiking, Anna sat on a bench overlooking the trees. She took out her phone and saw an unread message from an unknown number. Her stomach tightened for a moment before she opened it. But it wasn't John. It was Kate. Hope your day is going well. Want to grab dinner sometime this week? Anna smiled gently at the screen. She typed, sure. That sounds nice. She leaned back, letting the calm breeze brush against her. She whispered, life is moving again. And this time it wasn't dragging her. It was carrying her. That evening, Anna cooked herself dinner. Simple pasta with olive oil and herbs. She sat at her new dining table, the one with no memories attached to it, and took a slow breath. She looked around the apartment. Everything was hers again. Her space. Her peace. Her life. She whispered, I didn't lose anything. I gained myself. She ate slowly, savoring the quiet. Later that night she wrote in her journal, sometimes the warning hurts more than the truth. But the truth saves you. I'm finally listening. She closed the notebook gently, feeling steady for the first time. A few days later, Anna prepared to meet Kate for dinner. She felt a little nervous, not because of romance but because honesty felt rare now. At the restaurant, Kate waved her over with a warm smile. You look happy, Kate said softly. Anna shrugged. Trying to be. They talked for hours. About jobs, childhood memories, even embarrassing stories. Nothing heavy, nothing painful. At one point Kate said, you know, you handled everything with so much strength. Anna shook her head. No. I just refused to break. Kate smiled gently. Sometimes that's exactly what strength looks like. As they walked out of the restaurant, Kate paused. Can I ask one more thing? Anna nodded. Do you think John ever loved you? Anna inhaled deeply. I think he loved the version of me that didn't need honesty from him, she said. He loved comfort. He loved convenience. But love without loyalty isn't love. Kate's eyes softened. You really are wiser than you think. Anna laughed. Wisdom is just pain that's been put away neatly. Kate smiled at that. They hugged goodbye and Anna walked home feeling both settled and surprisingly hopeful for the future. Weeks passed, peaceful and quiet. Anna built new routines. Morning tea, evening walks, weekly hikes. She stopped checking her phone expecting chaos. One afternoon she ran into a former coworker of John's at a grocery store. Hey Anna, he said awkwardly. John told people you overreacted. Anna nodded calmly. He would. The coworker shrugged. But honestly, most of us knew he was wrong. Everyone saw how he treated you. Anna placed fruit into her basket and smiled gently. Thank you for saying that. He hesitated. You seem happier now. Anna replied, I am. It just took losing him to realize it. That night, Anna sat on her balcony with a blanket around her shoulders. She watched the city lights and whispered, I'm okay. She thought about the entire journey. The message from Kate, the betrayal, the dinners, the lies, the heartbreak that never fully arrived. She had expected darkness, but instead she found clarity. She realized the thing that saved her wasn't anger. It was truth. Truth that cut deep but healed cleaner than any excuse. She looked up at the stars and murmured, Thank you, whoever warned me. Even pain had turned into something solid. Wisdom. A week later, Anna received an invitation from her hiking group for a weekend getaway. Months earlier she would have rejected it instantly. Now she typed, Count me in. The cabin sat beside a quiet lake, surrounded by tall trees and soft winds. That first night, everyone sat around a fire sharing stories. Someone asked Anna about her past year. She hesitated, then said, I thought I was building a wedding. I was actually building a warning. The group listened quietly. What happened? Someone asked. Anna replied softly, I found truth. And it saved me. During the trip, Anna and one of the hikers, a quiet man named Luke, talked for hours. Not romantic, just easy conversation about books, music and life. He asked gently, Are you open to something new someday? Anna smiled. Someday. Not now. Not rushed. Luke nodded. That's fair. Healing has its own timeline. Anna appreciated the understanding. No pressure. No demands. Just simple respect. As they walked back to the cabin, she realized how different this felt. Not like a replacement. Not like a distraction. Just a reminder that the world still held good people. When Anna returned home from the trip, she found another envelope in her mailbox. This time she didn't tense. She opened it calmly and saw it was just the apartment building's maintenance notice. She laughed softly. Look at me, she whispered. Not even flinching anymore. Inside the elevator she caught her reflection. He looked different. Lighter, steadier, stronger. She whispered, I survived the version of me that didn't know her worth. And that realization felt louder than any apology John could have ever written. Her life was no longer centered around loss. It was centered around growth. That evening, Anna cleaned her apartment slowly, enjoying the quiet. She tidied the shelves, watered her plants and opened the windows to let warm air fill the room. She lit a candle, not the kind John used for lies but a new one she bought for herself. She sat at her dining table and wrote in her journal again, I didn't lose love. I lost a lesson that hurt too much to keep. She closed the journal and placed her hand on the table. This home no longer held memories of betrayal. It held proof that she rebuilt herself. A month later, Anna and Kate met again, this time at a small rooftop cafe. They laughed easily, talking about new projects and weekend plans. At one point, Kate said, If I ever get married, remind me to check all the Thursday meetings. Anna laughed loudly. Please do. Kate looked serious for a moment. You're one of the strongest people I know. Anna shook her head gently. I'm just someone who decided not to stay where love didn't live. Kate nodded. Still strength. Anna smiled and took a sip of her drink as the sun warmed her face. Later that night, Anna walked home with a calm heart. She entered her apartment, placed her keys on the hook, and looked around the space that once held betrayal but now held peace. She whispered to herself, I didn't lose a fiancé. I lost a future that would have broken me. She turned off the lights and stood at the window one last time. The message that hurt me, she murmured, saved me. And she finally understood. The ending wasn't tragedy. It was protection. It was freedom. It was her beginning. And Anna stepped into it without fear.